world of the living. Anyways, we will just discuss few basic things in today's class. All right. Okay. So let's talk about plant reproduction today. Okay. Let's talk about plant reproduction. Has this chapter done in your school? Is this chapter done or going on?
This chapter is going on.
This chapter is going on. So this is your chapter number 1 of class 5. That is plant reproduction. Okay. So in this chapter, you are basically going to learn about how plants also do reproduction. Okay, and how plants grow from seeds. Okay, and how plants can also be grown from parts other than seeds, like plants can be grown from stems, roots, and leaves as well. Right?
Right.
Okay, so before we even talk about plant reproduction, let's get familiar with the word reproduction. So reproduction, what does it mean? It is basically defined as a process by which an organism, whether it's a plant or an animal, produces new individuals of its type. Right, Norush?
Right.
Okay. So first we talk about reproduction. So how did we define this one? Can you repeat? It's the process, right, by which an organism, whether it be plant or animal, okay, whether a plant or an animal, produces what? New individuals, right? So that is simply called as reproduction. The chapter is reproduction in what? Reproduction in plants. That is the chapter. So reproduction in plants, that is what we are going to be talking about. Okay. So first, let me give you a brief of what are the topics we are going to cover in this chapter. Okay. So the first thing we are going to talk about is reproduction in plants. Okay, Norush, when we will be done with the first discussion, then we will talk about how plants can be, how plants are grown from seeds. So next is growing from seeds. Then the third thing we will talk about growing plants from parts or growing from plants from the stems, roots, and leaves. Growing plants from stem, root, and leaves. All right. Then we will talk about seed dispersal. All right. So these are the 4 major topics we are going to be talking about in relation to the first chapter. Okay, Nourish. Okay. Okay, so we have an idea about the topics we are going to cover. All right. So reproduction in plants, that's what we are talking about. Okay. So most of the plant bears flowers, right? And these flowers later on they develop into seeds, or they might also develop into what? They might also develop into fruits as well, right?
Right.
So the seeds which are coming from that flower, that will give rise to the same type of plant, right? So reproduction, we know that most of the plants bear flowers. Okay, the flowers will develop now into seed. The flowers develop into seeds. Okay, and these seeds will give rise to new plants. seeds will to new plants. Okay, so we have got various types of seeds. For example, see this figure. Okay, these are the different types of seeds, right?
Right.
We know that most of the plant bear fruits, and these flowers basically will develop into seeds. For example, see this figure here. Okay, or see the second figure or the third figure here. What do you observe here? Once the flower has be of once the plant has started to be a flower, that flower will later convert into fruit. From flower, it will convert into fruit, and fruits have seeds in them. Like this fruit is consisting of seeds in it, right? And when those seeds will fall into the ground, a new plant will arise out of it. So that is in short the complete life stage of a plant life. That is the complete life stage of plants, right, Norush?
Right.
Okay. So also you will see that seeds are also important source for food. Apart from growing into a new plant, those seeds can also be consumed as a food, right? So food we see, apart from growing them into a new plants, we can consume them as well. And they come in different shapes and sizes as well. For example, you have got rice, wheat, gram, maize, peas. These are all different types of seeds, right? So see some of the examples. See the second figure here. There are some seeds like cardamom, which have got a very pleasant smell. Okay. So what are some examples of seeds which we just discussed? They could be rice, wheat, or let's say edible seeds we are talking about, right? So what are some of the edible seeds? You've got rice, wheat, barley. You have got kidney beans. That is what? Rajma, right? You eat rajma. Okay. These are all examples of edible seeds. Okay. So apart from seeds being used to grow new plants, they are consumed as food as well. All right. Okay. Now let's come back to the basic thing, that is how plants are grown from seeds. So growing plants from seeds. So plants produces many seeds, but not all of them grow into new plants, right? Not all of them grow into new plants. Why? Because you will see that seeds to grow into new plant, it needs a favorable condition. Like it should be getting enough amount of air. It should be getting nutrition from the soil. It should be getting moisture, right amount of moisture from the soil, right, Norush?
Right.
So we say that although plants produces many seeds, but not all of them grow into new plants. Okay. So plants produce many seeds, but not all of them grow into new plants. Okay. The reason is what? What is the reason, Norush? Why not all seeds grow into new plants? Yes, Norush, what is the reason that why not all of the seeds grow into new plants? Because not all of them gets favorable condition, right?
Right.
Okay. So what are those favorable conditions required for a seed to grow? Can you list some of them?
क्योंकि उसको
क्योंकि हर सीड को right amount of moisture नहीं मिलता है. Not all the seeds get a right amount of moisture. Okay. And they also not get right type of soil also. Okay, that seeds basically require nutrition from the soil also. So first reason is that right amount of soil is not available to all seeds, right? Okay, so when we talk about soil, we are basically talking about nutrition. What are the nutrition? It is basically the minerals present in the soil, right, Nourish?
Right.
Okay, so we are basically talking about minerals here, minerals from the soil. Next thing is that right amount of moisture is not available, right? So right amount of moisture is also another reason. Is not available. Okay, what is the another reason? Look, all the seeds that the plant bears, not all of them are healthy. Okay, so unhealthy seeds will not grow into new plants, right? Right, Nourish?
Right.
So not all the seeds are healthy. Okay, so are you taking notes or not?
Yes.
Are you taking notes or not?
Yes.
Yeah, take notes also. Okay, do one thing. After you write these points, start from the beginning, like start from here. Write these points as well. Okay, so start from here. It's better to start from here. Okay, first write the contents. First write the contents of the chapter. These 4 contents, write them down. And after it, this is the second page. I'm writing the page number here. This is the second page. This is page number 1. All right. Then this is your third page. All right, Nourish. So I'm skipping to page number 1. Yes. First, write the contents. Nourish, do tell me once you are done with the first page. Then I will move to next page. Okay.
Okay. Done.
All right. Okay, write the contents of this page as well. Or do one thing, Norush. Okay, I think it will take too much time. Just take the screenshot of the page. Okay, after the class, you can write them down. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. Take a screenshot of this page as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Now take a screenshot of this page. Yes, done.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the structure of a seed. Okay. Structure of a seed. So if you see any seed, typically it will be covered with a seed coat. If you take example of a chana, a gram, okay, that also is covered with a seed coat. So what is the purpose of a seed coat? See this figure here, this brown outer coating, that is called as seed coat, right, Norush? So the purpose of the seed coat is to protect whatever is inside the seed from outer damage. Okay. Now inside the seeds, you will see there's a fleshy seed leaves. This is a fleshy part which is called as seed leaves. Okay. So seed leaves, you will see here, this fleshy region will be called as cotyledon. Okay. So if you take a chana, you can split it into two from middle, right?
Right.
And each particle is identical to each other, right? So that is the white portion of the seed, you will see, and it is being protected by the outer layer, that is the seed coat. Okay, and the fleshy region inside the seed coat, that is called as cotyledon. And this cotyledon consists of nutrients required for this young plant here. See this young plant here, required for this young plant to grow. This cotyledon basically consists of nutrients, right? So first thing you see there, we say that a seed is covered by a seed coat. Now what does this seed coat does? It protects the seed. It protects the seed. All right. Now inside the seed coat, seeds have fleshy seed leaves and they are called cotyledons. What are they? They are present inside the seed coat and are fleshy seed leaves, right?
Right.
Okay, and they are rich in what? Rich in nutrients. Okay, so which is where this nutrient gets utilized up? It is being utilized by this young plant here. Okay, so initially the plant, initially this young plant will get nutrition from this cotyledon, and later on when it will start to grow its own roots and leaves, it will then get nutrition by photosynthesis. Right, Norush? So initially, the young plant gets nutrition from where? Gets nutrition from cotyledon. All right.
All right.
Now, out of this seed, what will happen? The roots and the shoots, the roots and stems will start to arise after a certain period of time. So roots and shoots will start to arise from it. This will be root and this will be, basically let's call it to be a stem. Okay, now this stem will later on carry leaves also. It will start bearing leaves, And we know that plants produce their food by which process? Have you heard of photosynthesis?
Yeah.
Have you heard of photosynthesis?
Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard of it? Photosynthesis.
Okay.
Okay, let me tell you about this one. Look, photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? It is basically the process by which plants make their food. It is basically the process by which plants make their food. All right. The process by which plants make their food. All right, Nourish. By using water, carbon dioxide, by using water and carbon dioxide. Okay. And this takes place during daytime. Please during day. So what happens? Let's say this is the leaf of a plant. Okay, this is the leaf of a plant. Now during daytime, this leaf will take in carbon dioxide from atmosphere. Okay, this will take in carbon dioxide from atmosphere. This will take water from its root. Okay, let's say this is root. So water will be reaching here. All right, Nourish. So it will take carbon dioxide and water from carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from the roots. And in the presence of sunlight, it will perform photosynthesis. So during that process, it prepares its own food. Hope that's clear. Yes, Nourish. Is that clear? Read this one. What does it says? The process by which
Plants
make their food. Yes, Nourish, read this one. The process by which plants make their food by using water and carbon dioxide. Okay, by using water and carbon dioxide, and this takes place during day. Okay, so during daytime, what happens? Plants uses carbon dioxide. The leaves of the plants uses carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. They take water from the roots and they prepare their food. So this process, in short, is called as photosynthesis. All right, is this clear or not?
clear.
Okay, now let's move back to our discussion what we were talking about initially. Right. So we were talking about the structure of a seed. So there I told you that initially the young plants this young plant here will be getting nutrition from this cotyledon. This cotyledon, this region here. See the region which I am shading. This is the cotyledon. So initially this baby plant, that is a young plant, will be getting nutrition, will get energy. I mean, by nutrition, I'm talking about food here. So plants require, this baby plant will also require energy to grow. So it will get energy from this cotyledon. It will basically eat this up and get energy from it. So far it's clear, Norush?
Clear.
Okay. Now, after the food from the cotyledon is completely used up, now the young plants will prepare its own food by the process of photosynthesis. So this will slightly start to grow, like the stems will start coming out of it. The stems will start to come out of it, right? See this? The stem will start to come out of it, leaves will come out of it, and we know that the leaves of the plants can perform photosynthesis. So in the leaves, this plant will be performing photosynthesis, and from there it will be getting its nutrition, right?
Right.
Okay, now see there's an activity here. See, some seeds have only one seed leaf, while some seeds have two seed leaves. Okay, so those they are considered they are classified as monocots and dicots here. Look, there are some seeds. If you open up a gram, if you open up a chana seed, it has got two seed leaves in it, right?
Right.
Basically, there are two cotyledons which we are talking about. While in some seeds, there's only one cotyledon. Like if you see a rice seed, a rice, it does not split into two, right, Norush?
Right.
So it has got only one cotyledon. One cotyledon is there only in a rice seed, while in a gram there are how many cotyledons? Two cotyledons. Okay, so cotyledons, in short, we call them as cot. We are calling it cot here, and di means two. So if there is two cotyledons in a seed, we call them as dicot. Right? We call them as dicot seed. See here, this seed is having how many cotyledons? There are two. Hence, it is called as dicot. Di means two. Di means what?
And
Di means di का मतलब क्या होता है? Two होता है. It means two.
times.
Yes. Now see another seed. There is only one cotyledon here. One cotyledon here,
That is
and there is only one cotyledon in this seed. This one. All right. So the seed in which there is only one cotyledon, that will be called as monocotyledons, and the one which have got two seed leaves in it, they will be called as dicotyledons, or in short as dicot. Okay, did you got this one or not?
I got
Okay, so what is the difference between the two?
three.
Okay, first you need to explain cotyledon. Cotyledon is that part of the seed which is covered by seed coat, and it is that part from where the young plant gets nutrition. Right? See this one. This young plant is getting nutrition by eating this cotyledon. Right? So cotyledon is basically the fleshy part of the seed. Okay, Norush. And cotyledons can either be two or it can either be one. Okay. So the basic difference is in their numbers. Okay, so how do you explain it? Just explain the basic difference between the two.
Three.
Notice your voice is not coming properly. Come close to mic. Yeah. So what is the difference between monocotyledons and dicotyledons?
Mono. Two. Difference.
Okay, look, I'm just erasing this one. Now answer me. See this one here. Okay. Can you see two cotyledons in this one, in a monocot seed? It is not split into two. It is a whole seed consisting of only one cotyledon. As I told you that, for example, you take example of a rice seed. Okay. Can we split a rice seed into two just by our hands? I mean, as easily as a gram or a chana seed.
One.
It has got only one cotyledon. Right, that's why we call it as monocotyledon. Mono means one here. Remember this. Note this thing here. Mono का मतलब होता है one. All right. And di, it means what? It means two. All right. Di का मतलब होता है two. Did you got this one?
Yeah.
Is my voice reaching to you properly or not?
मोनो का मतलब 1, डी का मतलब 2.
Yeah. डाई का DI, डाई का मतलब होता है 2. मोनो का मतलब होता है 1. All right. Mono means 1, di means 2. So we are talking about cotyledons here. हम cotyledon की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. तो वैसे सीड्स जिसमें 2 cotyledons पाए जाते हैं उसे हम dicot seeds कहते हैं. Those type of seeds in which there are 2 cotyledons, we call them as dicotyledon seeds, or in short as dicot. Short में से इन्होंने dicot कहा. क्यों? We know di means 2, and in seeds where there are 2 cotyledons, जिसमें 2 cotyledons होंगे उसे हमने dicot seed कहा. वैसे सीड्स जिसमें सिर्फ एक कॉटिलेडन होंगे we call them as monocotyledons, right? So we know that mono means one, so hence those seeds in which there is only one cotyledon we will call them as monocot. Hope that's clear.
Clear.
Ye clear hai? All right then, very good. Okay, now let's since you have understood this thing, now let's come to germination. Okay, let's talk about germination of the seed. Okay, any idea about this one, germination?
I don't know.
Okay, so have you eat sprouts? Sprouts. Like if you take water and put some moong seeds in it, or gram seeds in it, after 6 to 7 hours you will see that white white structure starts coming out of it. Yes, अगर आपने पानी में मूंग या फिर चने के सीड्स को रखा after 5 to 6 hours, you will observe, आप ऑब्जर्व करेंगे that if, like, say this is a chana seed, white thing starts to come out of it. So we say that this seed has germinated. This seed has germinated. All right. So that's what we are not talking about here. But what is basically this germination here? So germination is basically, it's the process where seed receives the favorable condition and it grows into a baby plant, which is called a seedling. Okay, so the process of the conversion of a seed into a seedling is basically called as germination. See here, first, this is the first stage here. Okay, you have put this seed into a soil where it is receiving a sufficient amount of moisture and nutrition and air as well. All right, Norush.
Right.
So what happened? Okay, the baby plant in the seed, see this figure here, this baby plant, the young plant we are talking about. Okay, now it started to grow after receiving favorable condition. See here, this is the second stage, then third stage. Notice how it has grown. Roots have started to come out of it, right?
Right.
Okay, now later on it started to develop small green leaves. See this stage, this one, this is a small green leaf. Okay, this is started to develop small green leaves. Okay, and later on it has developed a stem as well, and this thing is basically the roots have started to come out of it as well, right? And no,
Right.
see here, this seed coal will fall off. this seed coat will fall off now, right? And the cotyledon has also disappeared, right?
Right.
When the stems and roots started to grow out of it, the cotyledon and the seed coat will fall off now. Now the plant will start to prepare its own food. It will be able to do photosynthesis now, right? And it will no longer depend on cotyledon for nutrition, right? Okay. So how do we define the whole process here? First, we say that when a seed gets all the favorable conditions, it grows into a baby plant. Okay. So we say that upon receiving favorable conditions, seed grows into a baby plant. Into a baby plant. Okay. So the process of conversion of a seed into a baby plant is basically called as germination. The process of, can you read my handwriting?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Seed into baby plant is called what? It's called as germination, right? So first, what are the steps of germination? First, roots will develop. Roots will develop. Okay. The roots will develop. Then it will start developing small leaves. See, first roots have developed in this stage, and in this stage as well. Now small green leaves started to appear, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Actually, this small green leaf, if you see, it was basically cotyledons first. Okay. So if you see here in this fourth stage here, the cotyledons have started to come out outside the ground. This basically is the small green leaves arising from cotyledons. Wait. Yeah, you will say it cotyledons. Okay, coming out of soil. Okay, so small leaves will now, after the cotyledons have started to arise from the soil, it will now get converted into leaves. All right, Norush.
All right.
Okay, and the seed coat will also fall off. Okay, this seed coat will also come out in the last stage. So that is how germination basically takes place. All right.
All right.
Okay, then. So that's it for today. Okay, Nourish. So this is how now germination of the plants of the seeds basically takes place. In fact, you can perform one activity as well. Take some gram and moong seeds and soak them for about 5 to 6 hours, and you will notice that white roots will start to come out of it. All right. All right then. Any confusion from today's class? Any questions?
No.
Okay, so just explain to me what is germination.
Germination, the seed, मतलब
Yes, you can explain it in Hindi, Urdu, no issue.
एक जो छोटा सा प्लांट होता है वो बड़ा
No, we are talking about seed first, not plant. When a seed receives favorable conditions, what are the favorable conditions? जब उसे मॉइस्चर मिलती है राइट अमाउंट की, उसे मॉइस्चर मींस पानी मिलती है, उसे सॉइल से न्यूट्रिशन मिलती है, ऑलराइट, उसे हवा भी मिलती है, Then after 1 or 2 days, or after 1 days or 2 days, you will observe roots start to come out of it. उससे roots, उसकी जड़ें, उसकी roots निकलनी शुरू होती हैं. Okay. उसके कुछ दिनों के बाद जो कॉटिलेडन्स होती हैं सीड कोट के अंदर, दे स्टार्ट टू कम आउट ऑफ द ग्राउंड, वो जमीन से बाहर निकलती हैं. आप see this stage here. This is not cotyledon, this one. Let me highlight. Yeah. See this one here. Can you see? Yeah. This stage here. This is actually the cotyledon which has come out from the ground. Okay. So initially in all these 4 stages, root was coming out of it. Roots nikal rahi thi seed se. Now in this stage, cotyledons has started to come out of the ground. This is actually cotyledon. Now in the last stage, ये cotyledon आपकी convert हो गई है leaves में. This cotyledon has now got converted into leaves. Okay, so this is the final stage. And this seed here, this brown thing here, you can see, this will come off. ये बाहर निकल आएगी. So this is basically the stage of conversion of a seed into a seedling. And this whole process is called as germination. Right. So first roots develop, cotyledons, from cotyledons small leaves arise, and seed coat will fall off in the last stage. And also in the last stage, the plants will start to perform photosynthesis. ये अब cotyledons पर अपनी food के लिए depend नहीं करेगी, क्योंकि हमें पता है leaves can perform photosynthesis, and in this process leaves prepare their food. Photosynthesis में leaves अपनी food prepare करती हैं, right? Okay, so this is your page number, earlier it was page number 3. This is your page number 4. Take a screenshot of this one.
Okay.
And you have to draw the diagram as well. So let me just erase the drawing from the diagram. Yeah. So take a screenshot now. Okay, just let me read it out if you have problem in understanding. A seed is covered by a seed coat. That is the first line. It protects the seed.
Seed coat.
Now, cotyledons, they are present inside the seed coat and are fleshy seed leaves. They are rich in nutrients. Initially, the young plants gets nutrition from cotyledons. Okay.